let's just sew whatever.
Hello everybody, so this video is from a few weeks ago, probably early May of 2023, and it was basically my first time really finishing a bag on the 1341. It was a live that I started with my friend Brittany at the Emporium, and then I finished the bag up. For some reason the audio isn't great, the focus isn't where it should be. This was my first time really filming with this machine, so I wasn't quite sure. And then Dorothy was downstairs banging around as she does. So keep that in mind. This isn't necessarily like a review video. It's mostly like just free flow, minds going as I talk and sew and experiment with the machine. Okay, bye. All right, I am going to be finishing off this Guardian using my Thor 1341. It's up a little higher than I think I would like ultimately. So I may try to lower it eventually, but yeah, I've been enjoying it. I have not gotten a chance to sew since my last live that I did with Brittany of the Emporium. So right now I'm just clipping my side panels together. Well, actually I can just baste those. Make sure I hold my threads. That's like one of the biggest things for this machine, is making sure you hold your threads when you start and stop, or when you start sewing, I guess. So there's no shifting. You could definitely use, what do they call it? A thread bunny or a spider. Just like a scrap of fabric to hold your threads that you sew through when you start and stop, to make it a little bit easier if you wanted. I truly love how quiet this machine is. It's just silent. It's wonderful. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and clip my side panels together now. This, if you have made a Guardian, you know how tricky these curved side panels can be. I am doing the hack where I don't sew that box through my lining and exterior. I just do it through the exterior. So I've already made it easier on myself, but we'll just see if we can't make it even easier, not having to like smash it up against the flat part of a table. And now I haven't decided if I want to sew this gusset side down or gusset side up. So like, I feel like sewing it this way would utilize the cylinder arm the most, but I feel like I'll have the most control this way, but it kind of defeats the purpose of like having an actual cylinder arm. So I really don't know which way would be best. And that's one of those like learning curves with a cylinder arm, is like, I've learned all these different ways of sewing that make my life easier, but what's going to make it easier with a brand new machine? Okay, so I guess I'll try it in the round like this to utilize the shape of the machine as it's kind of meant to be. So I'm holding my threads to start. And then if the feet don't seem like they're moving quite right, there is the hump jumper that can give us the maneuverability we're looking for, but it seems like it's doing okay. Now, I remember on my Artisan cylinder arm, the threads would have snapped by now. I don't know what was going on with it, but it's in a better place. And so now I'm in that curved portion. Got my layers all clipped together. And I'm starting with the lining so that it's less pressure for perfection. And I want to make sure I sew past my basting stitch. I am definitely not keeping a consistent seam allowance. I'm just now noticing that. And I feel like it's hard to know when you are sewing with a new machine, like where to follow. Like where does your eye want to sit as you're sewing? And I feel like I kind of want to keep my layers lined up right here. Seems pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and trim my excess fabric. I just spent several minutes looking for the other side of the lining. It's already clipped in place, or tacked in place, I should say. Hilarious. Okay, so I feel like that went pretty easy. We'll see. Maybe I'll try the other side this way. Again, I just don't feel like that's really utilizing what a cylinder arm is meant for. I always feel like I'm getting emails with people asking like, do I need a cylinder arm? And I've been trying to answer that question for years for myself. Like, do I need a cylinder arm? I have not found a bag that I can recall that I've been like, ugh, if only I had a cylinder arm lately, because I've had my machine for so many years that like it's never been a question for me. Like, I don't know how to quite word it, but there are bags that people sew that they wish they had a cylinder arm for, and I feel like if that is the case for you, then the answer is yes, you do need a cylinder arm. Okay, so now I'm sewing this in the opposite direction, which is not utilizing the cylinder arm function, basically. So this is when you would add like your flatbed attachment to make it easier. Yeah, definitely the other way was easier, because now I'm fighting to keep those in place while the bag hangs versus following the shape of that seam. But I'm not having any issues with my layers shifting, which is really nice. I feel like I had that issue on my Texo, and I would like to say that like Texo reached out, they apologized well, I guess they didn't apologize, but I apologized. They were saying that if I was having any issues that I could have reached out, and I'm definitely not trying to say that that was a bad machine. A lot of people loved it, but then some people also had issues with it, so it's kind of like a car. Sometimes there's just little issues and personal preferences that, you know, you have to trade in at some point. So if you are frustrated with a machine, it may not be the machine for you. And I feel like I can't really say what the machine is for someone. You have to figure that out on your own. So if you see someone that has a machine and they've never outright said they absolutely love it, maybe don't get it? I don't know. Am I ranting? Probably. In full transparency, I got some negative comments when I talked about this machine in a video, and it really upset me because, like, I feel like I'm usually very honest about things and my struggles with machines. And for someone to believe that I would just be lying was really frustrating to me. But everyone can believe what they want, and everyone is entitled to their opinion. All right, so that wasn't too bad either. I had no shifting on those layers. I don't see any strange bunching, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut those, and then we'll do the exterior. All right, so for the exterior, I'm gonna make sure I'm sewing in the round. But first, let me get these basted on here. I'm going to baste up higher. And then I'm going to repeat that on the other side. Oh, scared me. Okay. Getting all of that clipped into place. I gotta remember to clip from the opposite direction. Okay, it is a perfect fit on the gusset. I gotta remember I'm sewing from the top. And I'm keeping my seam lined up with the bobbin cover piece. And now this is more layers than I had been previously sewing with. So if I feel like I need to raise up the hump jumper, I can. Like Like if you feel like this foot isn't quite moving enough, I'm just gonna bump it up a little bit. There you go. Now you can see his feet are moving. Some other YouTubers to watch that have cylinder arms, there's Brandy Jackson of Beans Crafts or Hands and Crafts. I can't recall, but Brandy Jackson. And then there's Jolie Lee Creations, Leslie Anthony. She sews on a cylinder arm as well. I think Brandy sews on a flatbed and a cylinder arm, but I'm not 100% sure. Feel like I had any shifting, but my seam allowance isn't the most consistent. But let's turn it. It doesn't look bad. Got a little bit of my webbing poking out. Just the raw edge of it. Not bad. Stitches look good. Oh my god, this bag is such a mess. Like just all the colors. It's a lot going on. Alright, so let's go ahead and do the other side. I definitely don't feel like I'm fighting as much as I would be on my flatbed. Oh, goodness. I clipped it in the wrong direction again. Maybe I'll try to sew it this way though, just like we did on the lining fabrics. See which way might be easier. But again, I don't think it's going to be this way. But it's what I know, so we're going to try it. And already I'm like fighting things falling because it's the wrong way. But it definitely glides over any height difference, and you've got the hump jumper up there to decide if you need more assistance in that area. Oh, goodbye. It's definitely a fun difference in like workout because you're having to hold the bag. This is up higher for me. I could lower it. I just haven't had a chance to do so. So yeah, definitely sewing in the round makes the most sense. If you have issues with your thread looking weird, make sure you're not laying your knee on the knee lift. At So Magical, when people were using industrials for the first time, I noticed it happening a lot. People would be like, well, my stitches looked fine and now they're a mess. And it's often because people kind of rest their knee against the knee lift and then their tension gets messed up. So if you're having that issue, double check that and just keep your knee in. Yeah, so you can see this is kind of awkward. This is not the way. This is not the way it was meant to be. Oh. Alright. It still looks really good though. Like there's no puckering at all, so I'm pretty proud of myself. Okay, so now we can press this into itself. This is more on the Guardian and less on the machine, but I know someone was like, I wish the binding wasn't part of the Guardian. And you definitely could finish this bag off without binding, but my God, why would you want to? It'd be a lot to fight with, I think. So I'm going to sew around the bottom edge and then we can add our binding bottom panel. And then this bag is finished. gosh. Dorothy, you scared me. Hi, baby. What are you doing?
Come on.
Come on. You want to help me sew?
Yeah.
Well, come here then.
We're doing
What doing? I'm sewing.
this.
That's the knee lift. You want to come sit with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fabric.
Fabric.
He's this.
Who's this?
He's this.
That's my sewing machine. That's the
Foot.
thread. Yeah, that's the foot. Careful.
I called him.
He's this.
Okay, so I'm gonna sew this in the direction that makes the most sense, which is just the bag hanging down, which is nice because then I don't have to hold it. Okay. So I'm going to baste my bottom panel into place. In just a couple of places, and then we'll sew it all together.
So.
So I'm lining up all of my center notches and I'm clipping it so that I will be sewing in the round versus with a bottom flat. So I'll be sewing it like this, which is the opposite of how I normally sew it.
3, 4, 5.
Dorothy, are you being careful over there?
Yeah.
Okay, good. What are you doing?
So.
Oh, you're sewing? What are you sewing?
8, 5, 10, 11.
And she's trying to adjust the tension on the serger. Are you playing on a serger?
No.
Oh, no?
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry, it looked like it. That's why I asked.
There's $1,000. Go fire! Go
Oh,
fire!
careful.
Go fire!
Oh, soon, yeah.
Up there.
You're gonna go upstairs?
Yeah.
Okay. Just keep tapping the button. Are you trying to tell me it's time to stop sewing?
Yeah.
Well, I just have to put the binding on and then I'm done.
No.
No.
Not done.
You think I'm done now?
No. Not done.
You don't think I'll ever be done?
Yeah. Hi.
Okay, so now we're going to finish the bag off by sewing the binding into place in the opposite direction that I'm used to. Fun. What are you doing? Honestly though, this does feel easier. I don't know why. Maybe it isn't, but it feels like it is. I don't know if maybe I need to increase feet. See if that helps. That seems like it's helping. I don't know, it's interesting. Like, I feel like the layers aren't moving together, which is silly because the way the foot moves, it's supposed to be so that all of the layers move together and nothing shifts. But then I feel like somehow things do. I was talking to my friend Madeline a few months ago about that, and she said it's because of the speed. Like, you really can't go as fast as you can on the 1181 to keep all your layers in place, essentially.
Hello.
Uh-oh, what happened? Bless you, Dorothy. Bless you. Is it messy? Alright, I'll get a Kleenex.
We're here. Hold it. Choo-choo. Train.
Uh-oh. Careful.
Uptown. Uptown.
Well, I have a helper. Hey, Dorothy. Okay, so the bottom actually looks really pretty good. Oh, be careful, Dorothy. Good thing I turned that machine off. There was a little bit of shifting. Dorothy, good stuff. But overall, I think it was okay. Still looks pretty good. My sides look a little crooked, but I think that's just my handle might be crooked. Hi, Thomas. Goofy. Careful. Hey, don't hurt it.
I see. Papa.
Backpack. You like it? Here, come here. There's a little bit of pucker right there. Overall, I think it turned out pretty good. Definitely some learning curves with this machine, as with any machine, but I'm excited to get to learn it a little bit better. I love how quiet it is. I love the slim foot on it. I will admit, I was not a fan of like the laser on the 4800 Pro. It's just not something that I need in my bag making arsenal.
Hi.
But it's still a wonderful
Hi.
machine either way. Hi baby, I love you. You gonna take my backpack? Okay.
Stop it.
Backpack matches my hair. Okay, bye.